So last thing what we learned was the stereochemistry of E2, which suggested that it is an anti-periplanar elimination. Okay, so we need to have an anti-periplanar surface on which leaving group and the base will attack from the same different opposite direction, and finally you get the product. In short, if you have a molecule given like this CH3 CHCl and have CH2 CH3, so here definitely it could influence the stereochemistry of it. So when you take it, take the elimination in presence of alcoholic KOH, we would definitely get three products here. One, which is an Hoffman product this way. Second, which is a trans product. And third, it's a cis product. Let's see, trans, cis, and Hoffman. So these two are Shazef products, out of which trans would become the major product, and the other one would be the Hoffman product. Okay. So when geometry is not given bit, I mean when stereo is not mentioned, you have to take both into consideration. But suppose the problem comes when you have cyclohexane type of a molecule. For instance, if you take the cyclohexane, then it's better to write it in the chair form. So we know how the chair form looks like. This is the chair form. And imagine there is one bulky group here at the equatorial position, and then chlorine is here. Okay. And I'm trying to make it for an elimination reaction by ETO minus NP. Okay. So this is how it is. So first thing you need to ensure that, suppose if a molecule is here this way, these two are at equatorial. Okay. When it comes to equatorial position for the leaving group, we can never make an equatorial molecule to make an elimination. Reason being, if you see the hydrogen of it, for instance, the other hydrogen which is present here, which is at axial position, there is one hydrogen here, there is one hydrogen here. Well, this is the beta position hydrogen. So on which we are expecting the elimination to happen, but elimination must be anti-periplanar. So you would see an equatorial leaving group, will never have anything which is periplanar to that. So elimination will never take place on the equatorial plane. So first we need to convert, or rather flip this molecule into its axial form. So how can we do that now? So you can see there here. So on flipping, the chair would become this way. Chlorine would be here. Now hydrogen would be here. Chlorine would come here. Okay. Then you would see that on this molecule, so, this isopropyl will be this way and hydrogen would be here. Okay. Now there will be one hydrogen on this side, which is exactly parallel anti-periplanar to chlorine. I hope you can see that now. So you can see this group, which was equatorial, now it would be axial at this position. Hydrogen, and this is methyl. So if we take this as a methyl, then this would be methyl. I suppose you understood that. Yeah. So why is that clear? So on elimination, now you could find out that these two elimination would happen and you will get cyclopropane with a double bond here. Okay. And here there is an group like this, and exactly opposite to this we have a methyl group here. So this would be the final product. So I guess you understood that. Yeah. Any doubt there? Okay. See the next one. whether you get major or minor. Okay. Sorry. In case if we have two hydrogens, right? So for instance, if the chair form, if at all I take it, for instance, there is a chlorine here and hydrogen here and one more hydrogen here. You can see both these hydrogens are anti-periplanar to this. Okay, and if we are this TO minus and heat, okay, this time suppose if at equatorial position this is how it is, and this is at equatorial position this way. So there are two possibilities where elimination can happen, and both would happen with one getting the major product. So this time you would go for that major product which has more amount of crowding. Okay, so which double bond is more stable? So you can see between these two double bonds which you will get, so double bond here with this group. So you can see this is first one is a more stable double bond, so that would come as the major product. Okay, if there is a chance, you will always go for stable double bond formation. Okay, beta. So this is how we need to think about it. Right. Same way, suppose if instead of share form, now this time we have more of a bicyclo compound. So if you see bicyclo compound here with, this is the exo bonds. So there are two molecules this way, and here I have D and H this way. Okay. So in this case, in exo bonds, normally the problem is we cannot get the anti-periplanar easily. So that's why they will go for syn elimination here. So in syn elimination of E2 kind. So what are the molecules that will go? You can see OTS and D. They will eliminate here. Hence, we will get this as a double bond here with H and H. So anti-elimination is never preferred because they will not come at the exact anti-periplanar molecular base that way. Okay, so we can say that I can say that here OTS and beta hydrogen which is present are at 120 degrees and definitely not at 180 degrees. So they are not anti-periplanar. Okay, got it. So therefore, it cannot go for any flipping also. So hence, it cannot go for any flipping. So right. So there is no flipping which it can take place. Since it cannot flip, so the only way is syn elimination. So in these cases, syn elimination is more evident rather than anti-elimination. I hope you understood in these two cases when you compare. Okay. Yes. In which cases normally we see syn eliminations? Okay. In cases, if you check out cases of syn eliminations, I'm only talking about the cyclic forms. So the cyclic form, if you have cyclobutane, okay, or cyclopentane, got it, or bicyclo groups anyway like this. Okay, here syn elimination is most favored. If you check out the percentage wise, syn elimination is 90% here, around 46% here. Here it is almost 99.9%. So hardly you would see any anti-product forming here. Okay, and cyclohexane, if you see, just 4%. So what does that suggest? Which means because it can go for a ring flipping, you can get an anti-periplanar surface where elimination can happen. Sorry. I hope that point is clear. Right. So let me put a few examples here. Suppose if you have a benzene group and it is connected to this molecule here, which is again connected to another benzene here. Okay, and it is connected to somewhere this way, this bicyclo. So here we have two groups like this. two groups like this. So we can say chlorine is here, right? And hydrogen is here. Sorry, there are two hydrogens and chlorine this way. Okay. Sorry, not chlorine. I put it as hydrogen. Chlorine and hydrogen. Okay. So same case here also, you can see this chlorine, right? It is not as 180 degrees with that, correct? So if you see, these two will go for syn elimination here. So you can see, go for syn elimination. And accordingly, you will get the product. This. Above, you will have a double bond. Okay. And we do know what exactly is the what do you say, Shezef and Hoffman products already. Just one thing, some terminology which you need to know is what is regio selectivity and regio specificity. Along with that, what is stereo selective and what is stereo specific. These are few terminologies you must know, not that they are directly not in this J syllabus, okay, but no harm in learning that. So I'll take one question and tell you how exactly to judge this. Suppose if you have a molecule this way, okay, I have chlorine here and I'm treating that with ETO minus. Okay, so first let me write the products. You know that here we can get one product here as a double bond. I can get one product as this double bond here. I'll make this as ethyl and methyl just to make sure that differentiation is there. So we can get this as ethyl and methyl. So therefore this could be a trans form, and the other thing which I can get is a cis form here. So here I can have ET methyl cis form. So trans, cis, and this one. So I can say these two are Shezef and this one is Hoffman product. Okay. So which means, check out of these two regions, this is carbon 1, this is carbon 2. Let's say out of these two regions, okay, major of the elimination, that means base is choosing mostly this carbon. Base is always choosing this carbon, right? So that means it is very specific about an attack, correct? At which carbon to attack. So if you have a multiple carbons, and out of those multiple carbons, one carbon is being chosen more than the other, then we say it is regiospecific mechanism. Regiospecific mechanism. Okay, where you are getting a carbon preference. Got it? And the product which you are getting, got it? So you would see cis and trans is one type of a structural isomer, and the Hoffman which you are getting, that means Shezef and Hoffman, these two are structural isomers of each other. So HF and SZ are structural isomers of each other. Structural isomers of each other. Okay. So these structural isomers of each other, which you can observe, I can say that out of these two, one of them is becoming major, correct? One is minor, the other one is becoming major. So when that kind of selectivity is coming, you call it as regioselectivity. Is this clear, beta? So regioselectivity is all about choosing one major out of many structural isomers. Okay. Next thing, and once you chose the carbon, you had a chance of either going for cis product or a trans product. Got it? So but it is rotating such a way that it will always come as anti-periplanar and that coming as major, correct? So that means attack of attack of base attack of base is very specific towards anti-periplanar. Okay, or we call it as APP. Yeah. So because it is very specific on that, so we call it as stereo specific mechanism. So this is stereo specific mechanism. See, same thing when you write selective, selectivity is always for the product. Okay, so we call it as regio selective product, and specific is always about mechanism. So it is a stereo specific mechanism. And finally, okay, if you see out of these four, the product which is forming, one of them is major out of cis and trans. That means it is a stereoisomer of each other. Among the stereo, one is major. Among the stereoisomers, one is major over other. And that major product is what we call it as stereo specific, stereo selective. So it would be stereo selective product. I hope you understood that, beta. Okay. So E2 is such kind of a mechanism where there is a chance of having all four. It would be regio specific, regio selective, stereo specific, as well as stereo selective. I guess that point is clear, right?
Yes.
And it is going to give a primary isotopic effect also. This is something which we have learned already. So E2, just let me remind you, E2 gives primary isotopic effect, which means its Kh by Kd value would be greater than 4. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So in fact, usually anything greater than 2 also is regarded as primary isotopic effect, but better way to represent is 4. But anyways, if you check this molecule here, we have, let's say, bromine, right? And I have CH3 here, CH3 here, okay? And this is going for elimination ETO minus. Let's say the rate here is R1. The same molecule, if we have Br, CD3 and CD3 with ETO minus, if at all it is going for an elimination, let's say the rate is R2. So definitely we can say here R1 is greater than R2. Okay, beta?
Yes.
Right. So this is something you must be able to learn and find out what are the types of products you will usually get. Okay. So now let me put these simple questions before going further into the details of, next importance here. See, first, rate of E2 for the following. If at all I have A, B, C, D, E, which one has the better rate out of all of this? Okay. So what would be the case here, beta?
E would be the highest.
A would be the highest, then
A, then
B, then
then
C, D,
D.
and E, correct? Completely on the basis of stable double bond formation. Next, between A, B, C, D, T will be better than C, B, and A. Okay. Next, here, if you check out first one, you can you have to determine what is major and what is minor. So you can see here I can get two products. One product is double bond formation here, plus one product is double bond formation here, plus one product is double bond formation here, this way. Okay, beta. So out of these three, which one is more major product now? Can you see that? Okay. So this has 3 plus 3 plus 1, 7 carbons. This has 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Correct? So how many you got here? 8. sorry, 9.
Third.
Okay, this is 7, right? So this is least. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. Just in fact, this has 3. So these are the alpha hydrogens which we are able to see. So obviously which one will come as major? This will come as major. Okay, next.
Yes.
Here we had chance of getting double bond here once, and I can get double bond here. Okay, correct.
Second one would
Second one is most. No, the first one will be major, no? First one is major because it can undergo resonance stabilization with phenyl. Okay, so that is major product, and this is minor product. You give it up. Here we cannot judge, which of them is Shezef or Hoffman, because there is no differentiation here, ना? क्योंकि दोनों तरफ number of R groups are same. Left side also there are 2 groups, right side also there are 2 groups. Okay, beta?
yes.
Here if you check out, you can get 2 products, one double bond this way, and the other one with double bond here, this way. So you can see here double bond, as in we'll get 2, 2 and 1. So alpha hydrogens are 5. While here if you check out 3, 2 and 2, so we are getting 7. So this would be major. Okay, beta?
Yes.
Okay. So now here if you check out one important thing, the double bond is more stable inside a ring usually than that of outside a ring in a 5-membered or a 6-membered ring. Okay. So when it comes to this case, right, usually रिंग के अंदर डबल बॉन्ड आ जाता है और रिंग के बाहर डबल बॉन्ड आ जाता है. So in that cases, the double bond inside the ring usually have more stability compared to that of outside, and that would be the reason for changing out the major product. I hope you understood that. Okay. So same thing would happen here also. No, sorry. Here it is fine. Is fine because यहाँ पे ज़्यादा number of alpha hydrogens आ जा रहे हैं, but इस case में check करो. इस case में I could have a double bond here and I could have a double bond here. ठीक है? Got it?
Yes.
So double bond is more stable in an endocyclic than outside the ring, which is endocyclic, than that of the ring, which is exocyclic in 5-membered or 6-membered ring. So इस case में कौन सा ज़्यादा stable होगा बेटा? First one. Endocyclic ना बेटा? Endocyclic is more stable. Yeah, sorry, endocyclic. This is major product. Okay. कुछ गड़बड़ किया मैंने. एंडो है ना बेटा? एंडो तो अंदर है ना?
हाँ, और क्योंकि सेकंड में अल्फा भी ज्यादा ही है फर्स्ट से.
हाँ, सॉरी. नेक्स्ट. ओके. एफ पे थोड़ी देर में आते हैं. जी पे चेक करो. जी पे क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट आ जाएंगे हमको. We'll get this as a double bond. And I can get this as a double bond. Okay. So major कौन सा आएगा? देखो अल्फा को काउंट करो. 2 plus 3. How much? I'll get this as 5. Here, if you check out alpha, you are getting only 4. So which one you will get as major? This one will be major. Okay. यहाँ पे मैं भूल गया. Cl यहाँ पे था. ठीक है. यहाँ पे Cl रहेगा तो डबल बॉन्ड फॉर्म होना मुश्किल है. ओके. सो यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड फॉर्म नहीं होगा. एंड हियर आल्सो इट वोंट हैपन. करेक्ट. यहाँ पे भी डबल बॉन्ड फॉर्म करना मुश्किल है ना? नहीं. यहाँ पे एंडोसाइक्लिक डबल बॉन्ड नहीं. यहाँ पे भी नहीं होगा. Because you do not get a cis or syn or anti bonding at that point. Okay. Okay. Come to this K1 now. Okay. I'm leaving few of them because we need to discuss the other concept and we'll come back. Now here you can check it out. What is the case? It is, this is how it is. We just discussed now. तो यहाँ पर ऐसा है तो पहले क्लोरीन को, अच्छा अभी हमने किया है ना ऑलरेडी, सो आई एम नॉट राइटिंग दैट अगेन. सो फर्स्ट इसको फ्लिप करो, फ्लिप एंड देन प्रोडक्ट. ठीक है बेटा, यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी है तो आपको मेजर प्रोडक्ट लिखना है. ये केसेस हमने डिस्कस किए हुए ऑलरेडी. ठीक है.
हाँ.
तो अब ये देखो इसमें कैसे करना है. ओके, ब्रोमीन यहाँ पर है. ओके, सो ये और हाइड्रोजन दोनों, क्योंकि मिथाइल और हाइड्रोजन इधर भी है और दो हाइड्रोजन इधर भी है. सो इफ यू डू दिस एलिमिनेशन फॉर दिस, ये है केस. इसको अगर हम लोग एलिमिनेशन करेंगे, सो आई कैन गेट टू प्रोडक्ट्स हियर, डबल बॉन्ड एंड दिस, one more is double bond and this. Okay. So major would be this, because how exactly it is there, it is whether it is in the coming out of the plane or inside the plane, हमको mention नहीं किया है. So we can take that leverage. Same way here, check out, we can get this as a double bond outside. We can get double bond inside. Inside one is usually major preferred. Here now you need to write down the structure, I mean cyclic form, and then see. So first of all, make sure that chlorine is on the equatorial position, hydrogen is here. So you can see these two are cis to each other and at the opposite corner to each other. So chlorine यहाँ पर है तो definitely methyl इधर रहेगा. So therefore elimination that would happen will be double bond here with this group here. ऐसे रह जाएगा. क्या बेटा? Next, here you can see chlorine. If you check out, this is the way it is. If you put chlorine and hydrogen here, and at the carbons here we have methyl groups. So दोनों cis है. So you can see with respect to chlorine, if this has to be cis, then methyl has to be here, methyl has to be here. Okay, so definitely elimination will take place now, because with respect to this hydrogen and chlorine, they are anti-periplanar to each other. So double bond will definitely form here at one particular side. This group CH would remain and methyl would be here. Okay beta, only one product you will get. This side if you check it out, okay, now this hydrogen which is present here, this hydrogen which is present here, it is on the same side, it is on the opposite side of chlorine. Okay, anti-periplanar. So hence now the double bond will form on this side and this methyl will remain the same. Okay beta.
Yes.
Same way here, if you see there is already a double bond, so double bond will form here so that it can become more stable by resonance. Okay. So if Hofmann is being the major product, in which particular cases this would be possible? First case where it will be possible is a bulky base. Second case where it is possible is a bulky substrate. Third case where it is possible is a bad leaving group. Bad leaving group. Okay. And fourth case where it is possible is a positive charged nucleofuse. Nucleofuse is nothing but leaving group. These are the cases where you will see. So let us see first case, which is bulky base. So in the case of bulky base, we usually get Hofmann product. For instance, suppose if there is a bromine here and I'm taking a bulky base, which is tert butoxide. So this is the product which I'm taking. Okay. So in the case of tert butoxide, now you will get this as the major product. this as the major product, got it, and this as the minor product, got it. So we know that this is the Shazef, this is the Hoffman molecule, Hoffman product, but you can see it is coming as a major product. I hope you understood why it is happening, because this bulky base to approach, you know, this hydrogen would be difficult, because this entire alkyl group will be repelling this side as well as this side of it. So it won't let it go through that bulks spaces to reach and take the proton away. So the most easily available proton is at this terminal carbon. So it will always take it from the terminal carbon. I guess that is clear.
Yes.
So just let me put on a data here. In case if it is about alcoholic KOH, now, in case if it is alcoholic KOH, you will get this as 10% and this around 90%. If it is about alcoholic ETOK, okay, ETO minus, then you will get this around 30%, this around 70%. While if you take it as alcoholic, this one, tert butoxide, then this is around 70% and this is around 30%. Okay. And if you have around alcoholic, okay, just like tert butoxide, if you have this group, okay, this is also tert butoxide, okay, but not butoxide exactly. So 3 ethyl groups present. So it is becoming even more bulkier. So this comes around 80% and this is around 20%. This is the observed data. Okay, beta. I guess this point is clear. Yeah.
Yes.
That's how the bulky base is to be checked out. Okay. Next, Acha, what is a bulky base? When you see bulky bases, you should immediately figure it out which are bulky bases. See, one is a tert butoxide for sure. Second one is the one which is similar to tert butoxide, but with all ethyl groups or propyl groups and so on. The other one is LDA. LDA is also used as a bulky group, where you have N minus with isopropyl on both sides here. Okay. So LDA as in lithium diisopropyl amine. Okay, beta. So this is also regarded as bulky bases. So ये case आएगा तो definitely you have to go for Hoffman as the major product. Second case is a bulky substrate. Bulky substrate. See, bulky substrate is about gamma position being very bulky. Very bulky. So in that case, this would happen. For instance, if you have a tert butyl form group here, and then I have bromine group here and CH3 here, CH2, CH3. Let's say this is how it is. Okay, beta. And this I'm treating with normal base ETO minus. Okay. So for ETO minus also to come all the way here and attack, got it? So this entire bulky substrate which is present, that would repel even the smallest of the base that is coming. So it would become difficult for extracting that proton from that position. Okay. Instead, so extracting proton from this position would be easier. Got it? So between 1 and 2, if you see, one would give an attack with the major product. So therefore, what do we have as the major product here? You can see double bond formation here will be the major product. On the contrary, if you have double bond formation here, this way, that will be minor product. Okay. So to make it more easier to understand Hoffman and Shizef, I'm putting one more group here. Okay. So if at all I put one more group here, you can see this becomes very bulky. So I can say this is Shizef and this is Hoffman. Yeah. So, but major product is coming out to be Hoffman in this case. Okay, beta. So this is the second case.
Yes.
Third case is about, bad leaving group. When you have a bad leaving group. So these are the cases where it will go for E2 only, but the reason being is bad leaving group. So for instance, if we have an X here, okay, and we react that with ETOK, I can get two products for third. One double bond here and here. So you can see this is Hoffman and this is Shazef, correct? In case if this F is fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, we have a experimental data. It is seen that this is around 70%, 30%, 33% here, 33% and 67% here, around 28% and 72%, 19% and 81%. This is the amount. Okay.
Yes.
So here, typically what is happening in the transition state, see, in the transition state where we expect that there is a leaving group which is going and there is a hydrogen here and base is being attacking. This is how it would usually happen, correct? So now if you see the transition state, what is happening in this, the double bond formation which is here and the hydrogen breaking here and going towards base and then X leaving. This is how E2 should happen. In fact, it is happening this way, except that this leaving group is very slow. That's why there is a delta negative charge that is also created on this carbon.
Okay.
Okay. So this delta negative charge will bring more stability. So this is the transition state. So stability of transition state, stability of transition state with more stable carb anion position, okay, is more preferred. So that will be more preferred for elimination. Okay. So I hope you understood that. So in case of fluorine, that is what is happening because fluorine is a very weak leaving group. So weak leaving groups. What are those weak leaving groups? Fluorine, OH, CN, NH2, okay, NR2. These are all weak leaving groups. They do not leave very easily. Okay. So because of this weak leaving group, we'll see this problem. I guess that is clear.
Yes.
So next one, what we have learned, last one is about positively charged nucleophile. That is what we learn it at the end as we come across the other cases of dehalogenation and all. Then I'll teach you at the end because that has three different cases: pyrolysis, Hoffman elimination, exhaustive elimination, and so on. So now let us just catch up with what is dehalogenation. Dehalogenation is removal of this X2. Okay. So for instance, if you have a bromine here, and I treat that with zinc and heat. Okay. So the other day I told you that doing this, we will get a double bond formation here and ZnBr2. So this is what is formed. Okay. So here what is happening? Zinc taking away bromine with a lone pair. Okay. So basically zinc is giving lone pair to the empty orbitals of bromine. So bromine is giving away these electrons to carbon. At the same time, this bromine is leaving. So you can see again it is an anti-periplanar, right? So stereo if we check out, it is also anti-periplanar. Okay. So trans is a major product in this case. So now if you check out here, suppose if you have Br and Br in a Fischer projection, and I have methyl and hydrogen this way. I treat that with zinc and heat here. Okay. So on removing bromine and bromine, so we need to make sure, suppose if at all I write it in terms of uh, Newman projection, and if you just recall, okay, Newman projection is always the eclipsed form in the, sorry, Fisher projection is always the eclipsed form in the Newman projection. So what will I do? I'll rotate this by 180 degrees, the front carbon. So the front carbon or back carbon, anything I can rotate. So let's say I rotate the back carbon. So I will get bromine here, hydrogen here, methyl here. So methyl, methyl, bromine, bromine, hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay. So from one end, zinc will take away this bromine, and from the other end, this will act like a leaving group. So on doing that, we will get, you can see methyl and hydrogen are present here, and hydrogen or methyl will be present here. So you can see both of them are opposite to each other. So I can say it is forming a trans product, methyl and methyl, hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so that's how we will get this as a trans product. So the easier way to remember now, beta, if both the groups here in dehalogenation, they are on the same side, that is erythro side, erythro will always give you trans, and trio will always give you cis. So this is a way to remember. Erythro always gives trans product, and trio will always give you cis product. So when you have when you do not want to write all of this and just take it as a shortcut, use this. Okay, now the same type of a reaction will always also happen with, second is with NaI and acetone. NaI and acetone. So the reaction here is, if you have a bromine, bromine here, okay, I minus will give away its lone pair to bromine here, okay. To in the empty orbitals, bromine will make a double bond here, and this leaves as the group. So in the presence of NaI and acetone, why acetone is because it would form a precipitate of NaBr, okay, and the other product is IBr, which has formed here, and finally we'll get this as the double bond formation. Okay, but here also the stereo is anti, so anti-periplanar elimination is happening. Same thing, suppose if at all I gave you a molecule this way with both bromines are on the opposite side here, with hydrogen here, methyl and methyl this way, and I'm saying NaI acetone. Okay, usually heat is needed for this reaction, so this is how it is given. So what do you say? This is going to be cis product. So again, I'm not writing the entire mechanism, so you should be able to understand that both should be on the same side. Right, beta? So this will be the major product. So I guess this is clear.
Yes.
Now, this is the case what we have seen the last aldehyde dehalogenation case, which is similar to that of a classical E2 kind. Now, we will see, I told you, like when elimination happens, there are three ways that it can happen. One is a classical way. Second is a problematic way, which we have just learned, which will give Hoffman product. Third one is a mechanism called E1CB. E1CB mechanism, which is elimination unimolecular via conjugate base formation. Okay, so in this case what is expected is that we need to have an electron withdrawing group, okay, connected at this position, right? So at the beta position, and leaving group is present here, got it? Then the base would like to eliminate, extract this B. Leaving group will go from here, okay? And here what is happening, the leaving group does not go in the first step itself. So first step is always about base extracting that proton, and you will have this carb anion which is forming in this. So let's say there is one more H here. So we'll have CH2L formation. So what has formed is a conjugate base. So first a conjugate base is formed here. Got it? So from conjugate base, this reaction becomes even slower while removing this leaving group. And that's how the double bond formation is observed. So CH double bond CH2 will form. Okay. So this would happen when this leaving group L is a bad leaving group. Is a bad leaving group. Okay. Okay, beta, sorry, check it out. So now we need to understand what are these bad leaving groups. The bad leaving group which we are talking about are, like OH, fluorine, cyanide, OMe, NH2, okay, and similarly NH3 plus, PH3 plus, SH2 plus, and these kind of groups. Now you might wonder, sir, ये तो case हमने पहले किया हुआ है, right? So this case we have not done because see, we have used that leaving group, but there was no electron withdrawing group at that place. But now there is an electron withdrawing group. So what kind of an electron withdrawing groups will help this? See, any withdrawing group which will stabilize that carbanion, like NO2 will stabilize it. Any C double bond O present on it will stabilize it. And any dihalogen present on it. If you have a dihalogen present, that is CHX2, or we have CCl3, that is CX3 present on that side. Right? If at all there is a cyanide present on it, okay, or we can say PHSO2, SO2 is present on it. So, I mean connected from SO2 end. So it is PH S double bond O double bond O, and this connection is there. So if you have these kind of connections, definitely this is going to help us. Okay, beta. So this kind of a groups would definitely help us this mechanism to happen much better rate. As you can see, the mechanism here is about some withdrawing group Z, which is connected to CH and H, and we have CH2, L. Base is extracting the proton here, got it? And then K1, K inverse here, Z, CH minus, CH2L, K2. And this is a slow step where leaving group is going. We will have Z, CH double bond, CH2. Now, why I'm writing this step again? See, here K1, K2 is something which we need to understand, that here K inverse is greater than K1. So that means backward reaction is more favored. Okay, क्योंकि carbon anion which is forming is by breaking the carbon hydrogen bond. So वो इतना acidic नहीं है ना, it's a very very weak acid. So the conjugate base which is forming is very strong. So the reaction would mostly be lying on the back side. Okay.
Okay.
So, but for the reaction to favor in the forward direction, got it? Some kind of a stabilizing group should be there. So that's why slowly the reaction is going in the forward direction. Okay. So now if at all I have to write the rate would be equal to K into Z CH CH2 L minus. ये हो जाएगा that, but this if you see it is in the form of, अच्छा ये आपको पता होगा, like A plus B is in equilibrium with C with K equilibrium, and C is an intermediate which is forming D, and this is slow step. So how do we write the rate for this? Rate, will write it as k rate should be always written for the slow step, k into c raised to power of 1, because ये single step है. So this is a single step. So we'll write the rate in this form. Okay. And c can be written in terms of equilibrium constant as k equilibrium is equal to concentration of c divided by concentration of a into concentration of b. You may have learned this in chemical
Yes.
kinetics. So
Yes.
a equilibrium into a into b. So that is exactly what I'm writing here. So instead of this intermediate, I can write in terms of some k equilibrium here multiplied by substrate, which is ZCH2 CH2L CH2L into base. So can I say the order of the reaction is 2? But if you see the molecularity should always be written for the slowest step, and that is 1. Okay, that is why the mechanism is read as E1CB. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so it is a second order reaction, but usually base का concentration बहुत high लेते हैं हम लोग, so it can also be read as pseudo first order reaction as base concentration is high. Since base concentration is high, hardly in the reaction there would be any change in the base concentration. So therefore we can say it is following a pseudo first order reaction. Okay.
Yes.
So this is something you must understand. Okay. Now, since it is showing an reversible reaction, it would show something called an solvent isotopic effect. It's going to show something called as solvent isotopic effect. What do you mean by solvent isotopic effect? You see, suppose if you take an example, pH, CH, H, and I have CH2, and I have something like Br. Okay, so in this case, got it? Maybe I'll take F. F is better to less. So we have ETO minus and ETOD. ETOD. Okay. So in the presence of ETOD here, so what is going to happen? First, we will have pH CH minus CH2F. This is the carb anion which is forming, and this is the conjugate base. After conjugate base, what we are expecting that this fluorine will leave. Our expectation is ये fluorine यहाँ से चला जाएगा, and it would form PH CH double bond CH2. As good as it seems, the problem here is once you have a carb anion CPH minus CH2F, और इसका existence काफी है ना, because the reaction is more favored in the backward direction. Okay, so because it is favored in the backward direction, now what would happen in the solution? Okay, in the solution here with ETOD, got it? This will attack the deuterium part of it and it will try to become more stable. So CH D CH2F ये बन जाएगा. ये बनने के बाद रिएक्शन फिर से आगे जाएगा using ETOD and ETOD here, and between carbon and deuterium, which can be extracted out easily. Correct? I mean, between hydrogen and deuterium, protium and deuterium, protium will be removed. So again, you will get an intermediate CD minus CH2F. So from here, again, slow step, it will form PHDC double bond CH2. This is clear, beta? So wherever
Yes.
carb anion पे जितने भी हाइड्रोजन्स है वो सारे आपको रिप्लेस करना है. Okay. So you got to be very careful with this. In which case to remove ये समझना जरूरी है. Okay. For instance, let me take few examples here. If at all I have Cl2, there are two chlorines on a carbon. Suppose there are chlorine here. Okay. There is one hydrogen and CF3 है. Okay. Out of this, I can say first base will extract the proton from here, and I'll get Cl, C, Cl with minus charge on it, और ये CF2F रह जाएगा, and this making a double bond formation, get it Cl2C double bond CF2, ये बन जाएगा. Okay,
Yes, sir.
correct. Same way, suppose if you have PHSO2 with CHH with CH2, and I have some group like fluorine here. So in that case, we'll see PHSO2 CH minus and CH2F, which will finally give us PHSO2 CH double bond CH2. This is what it is going to form. Okay, beta. So ये समझना जरूरी है. Now, very important cases, because ये important case क्यों है, क्योंकि आगे जाके सारे mechanism में ना ये आते रहेगा, where carb anion रहेगा, हम लोग उसको rearrange करते हैं, and we don't know why we are rearranging. Now you understand this case very easily. You will have, suppose, base induced elimination take place either for HCN. Okay, how it is been done, let's see. Suppose if you have COH, I have R and cyanide. Okay, so in this case you can see, if at all I react this in base B minus, so this base will extract this proton, and I will have R, C, O minus, R and Cn. Okay. So once it has removed from oxygen, यहाँ पे कार्बन के बदले में ऑक्सीजन है, उतना ही कार्बन के बदले में ऑक्सीजन, उतना ही फर्क है. So same way, this will form a double bond and Cl minus will leave. The reaction will tend to go in the forward direction by forming R, C double bond O, R. आपने ये सब mechanisms aldehydes में देखा होगा. Aldol condensation, Cannizzaro, hydrate formation. In all of these cases, this mechanism is always going to come. And I hope now you understood it is all nothing but even CB kind. Okay. So let me show you one more case, how the dehydration happens. So this is A. Sorry, मैंने यहाँ पे 3 लिखा है ना. So you write 4 of it. This is base induced dehydration. See how the base induced dehydration happens. So take it here. Suppose in case if we have an aldol formation, which is OH, and I have one H here, double bond O and H. याद रहे dehydration पे हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Okay. First we take a base, and base will extract this proton. Once the base extract, we will get this as a carb anion. Okay. और कार्ब anion यहाँ पे क्यों फॉर्म कर रहा है? कार्ब anion यहाँ पे इसलिए फॉर्म कर रहा है क्योंकि इधर से आपको इजिली डबल बॉन्ड बन सकता है, and that carb anion is also getting stabilized on this side by resonance. Okay, so that's how this double bond is going to form. All right. So in aldol, when you use base, we say okay, dehydration ho gaya. How the dehydration is done, I hope now you understood that. This is how the dehydration happens. Okay. So fifth case, let me show you as an examples. NO2 is connected to CH2, which is connected to CH2 and OMe, and that in the presence of ETO minus. OM is a very weak leaving group, so if you check out between these two, we have CH minus, CH2, OMe is formed here, which on heating, which on elimination will give that as a double bond formation. Okay, so that's how it is. So next, if you see benzene mechanism, this is a very important application in benzene formation also. If you just recall, in case if there is any fluorine group present, which is a very weak leaving group on benzene, this is how it is, hydrogen, and base will extract this proton, and we will have fluorine here, okay, and minus will be formed here. Then fluorine would leave from here, this would form a bond here, and that's how we will get the benzene formation. मैं डबल बॉन्ड थोड़े अलग से रखता हूँ यहाँ पे, easy double bond here and here, because this canonical will show that benzene formation. Right, so we'll get a benzene formation here this way. Sorry, I hope you understood that.
Yes.
Right. So these are all the cases, beta, where you would see this type of a mechanism usually take place. Okay. Even for that matter, when you have, let's say, OH and OH, and that in the presence of basic medium like ETO minus, for instance. So what would happen? This OH would go from here and it will form O minus. Okay. Got it. And this will form a double bond here and OH will leave. So we will get this as C double bond O. Same way, if you have C, OH, NH2 in the presence of base, ETO minus. So we'll extract proton from here, again forms double bond O, removing out that NH2 minus. Okay, I guess that is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is about even CV mechanism. Now I stopped one case, which is EI, or also known as syn elimination. EI is also known as syn elimination, and this is also the best case. Like I told you, right? I left some Hoffman cases, Hoffman major products. In all of this, usually Hoffman will come as the major products. Okay. What is exactly this mechanism? EI is all about intramolecular reaction. Okay, that I always represents intramolecular. Please understand that whether it is SNI or EI, I means intramolecular. Next, it is always going to be syn elimination. Okay, intramolecular usually always go for syn elimination. Second, there would always be a cyclic transition state. Okay. Next, mainly occurs in okay, esters. It occurs in esters, xanthates, and 3-degree amine oxide. In these cases, you would usually see this kind of a syn elimination is happening. Okay. If you observe the rate will always be equal to K into substrate, because there is only intramolecular involved. That itself is the slow step. So it only depends upon reactant. No base or anything else is used. Okay. Most favored in, I'll write that other point also, most favored in gas medium, because when you heat it, correct, it will convert into gaseous state and then elimination takes place. Next, in case if you are using base and beta hydrogen should be syn position. Okay, and always gives major product as Hoffman. So I think this bullet point should help you understand. Okay, beta?
Yes.
Sure. So now let us see what are the cases. One is pyrolysis of esters. Okay, फटाफट बता देता हूँ, समझ जाना चाहिए आपको इमीडिएटली. CH3 C double bond O O C2H5. On heating, it would become CH3 COOH plus CH2 double bond CH2. Mechanism बहुत simple है. CH3C, we have a double bond O group here, which is connected to an oxygen, and that is connected to CH2, which is connected to CH3, which I can write it in this form. Okay, so the lone pair on here will attack this hydrogen. At the same time, this bond will break and makes a double bond here, and this bond will break and makes this as a O minus. Okay, so that's how it happens. That O minus finally becomes that O minus will become what is a double bond O. So वो step भी मैं इधर ही लिख देता हूँ. So this will become double bond O और ये बन जाएगा single bond, जो double bond. And this is all concerted step. Concerted step means simultaneous. Everything is happening simultaneously. Correct. So you can see a cyclic transition state is forming. Let me show the transition state now. O here, CH2, which is breaking, CH2, then we have CH2, and this bond is breaking, and this bond is making. So you can see there is a 6-membered cyclic transition state, 6-membered here with double bond and double bond. एक तरफ से टूट रहा है, एक तरफ से बन रहा है, and यहाँ पे भी double bond बन रहा है. ठीक बेटा? From here, so yeah, you can see CH3 COOH बन गया और ये CH2 double bond CH2. Okay. Now one question, you can see it is a syn elimination because this direction and this direction are same, right? So leaving group and base extraction, both of them are happening from the same direction, so it is syn formation. Okay. Now one question that comes in our mind is, sir, you feel Hoffman क्यों हो रहा है? Why not? Because there is no carb anion formation here. Carb anion जैसा तो कुछ बन नहीं रहा है. So in that case, suppose if there is a chance of getting, less substituted or more substituted, why it is going for less substituted? Let us see one case here. इसको कोई example की तरह बता. CH3 C double bond O with O and CH, we have CH3 here and CH2 CH3 here. This is how it is, and we are trying to heat this. On heating, we can get two products, CH3CO OH बन के ये CH2 double bond CH CH2 CH3 ये बन सकता है, which is Hoffman, and the other one is CH3 CH double bond CH CH3, which is Shezev. So this is Hoffman and this is Shezev, and we are trying to wonder why this is coming as major product. Okay, now if you write the transition state here, what you will observe, CH3 C double bond O and this O, which is connected to CH, correct? So if we have a CH3 here, ऐसे रहेगा, ओके, और इसके पास ET रह जाएगा. ये एक ट्रांजिशन स्टेट है. और another transition state which I can get is a similar kind with this becomes CH2 CH3. यहाँ पर ऐसे हो सकता है कि this would become H and CH3 here, correct? And यहाँ पर simply CH3 रहेगा. Okay, so this way you can have both the cases. Okay, but I'm saying the first one is major. यहाँ से ये attach होकर निकल जाएगा. Got it? Although there is no carb anion formation here. Why this is happening? You see this group which is coming, right? CH3 CH2. Okay, that is bulkier. Got it? So the lone pairs which are present on oxygen, they will try to repel that. Okay, so while this is shorter, this is less. So the any kind of repulsions towards carbon cloud would be less. Got it? So bulkier group is very difficult to align first of all to the syn elimination part, where we smaller groups are easy to align, and they would go for this syn elimination much easier way. Okay, so therefore this would be major, and this transition state would give us minor. Okay, beta, I hope that point is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me take 2-3 simple examples here. Suppose if you have a group this way, I have O, C double bond O, and O CH2 CH3. So in this case, on heating, the product you will get simple. We will have this as COOH plus CH2 double bond CH2. Okay. Same way, suppose if something is given like this, which is the Sauer's projection, hydrogen, hydrogen, O, C double bond O, R, and this H. We have R and H, let's say. Okay. So this way you can imagine how the elimination happens. यहाँ से ये दोनों बॉन्ड बन जाएंगे और ये बॉन्ड टूट के यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड बन जाएंगे. Okay, so that's how we'll get this as R. Okay, R and H on one carbon here, double bond C and H on the other carbon here, plus R COOH as the other product. Okay. Suppose if we have this group with O here and C double bond O, this. On heating, we will get one product as CH3COOH plus आपको elimination ढूंढना है half man, so double bond ऐसे form होता है. Any doubt?
No, sir.
This is about ester, heating of esters. Next one is pyrolysis of xanthates. Pyrolysis of xanthates. All right. See, xanthate is nothing but a similar ester, but the ester which is with respect, which has sulfur in it. So suppose if you have RCH2, okay, S, RCH2, sorry, S as a connection है, or C double bond S, and this side we have oxygen and then CH2 CH3. This is how it is. Correct? So in that case, on heating, this side, just like ester, this side it will form a double bond. So we will have this as R, CH2S, C double bond S and OH plus CH2 double bond CH2. Same ester जैसे सोचने का कुछ और कुछ भी difference नहीं है. Yes, this is clear. What xanthates is. Next one is Cope elimination. Cope elimination is that 3-degree amine oxide which need to be eliminated. So in this case, we have here, we have, let's say, R, H and H here. Got it? What we have here is there are 3 methyl groups here. Got it? Sorry. That means it is a positive charge on nitrogen with O minus. Oxide is formed. So this oxide will extract this proton, double bond will form, and this group will leave. Same again, 6-member transition state. We will have this is R, H, C double bond C, H and H, in case if these two are H and H here. Okay, and the other product which is formed is methyl nitrogen methyl with OH on it. So this is the other product. Okay. अच्छा, sometimes it will be unclear that इसको बनाते कैसे. पहले तो tert alkyl amine बना दो, correct? So or tertiary amine बना दो. So from that, react that with H2O2 On doing that, we'll get this as R3N O minus plus H2O. This is the way you prepare the oxide. Okay, so ammonium oxide. So once you get an ammonium oxide, on heating we will get this. For instance, if the molecule is given like this, question कुछ ऐसे दे सकता है आपको. तो CH3 CH2 N CH3 CH3 CH3, sorry, tertiary, no? Yeah, tertiary. And this is being heated with H2O2. Correct? This is being heated with H2O2. So you can see that it will form CH3. प्रोडक्ट क्या आना चाहिए? पहले तो ये प्रोडक्ट आएगा CH3 CH2 N मिथाइल मिथाइल एंड O माइनस. इसके बाद आप हीटिंग करोगे विथ प्लस चार्ज, तो वो ग्रुप चला जाएगा. यू विल गेट दिस एज CH2 डबल बॉन्ड CH2 प्लस MEnMeOH. So this is the Hofmann product which you will get. Here also Hofmann product is what you will get, and this is called ammonolysis. This is called Cope elimination. So I guess the Cope elimination is clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So usually this will also lead us for understanding Hofmann bromamide, exhaustive methylation. Sorry, not bromamide, Hofmann exhaustive methylation. So to learn that, first let me tell you one important thing, how to prepare this 3-degree amine. Okay, 3-degree amine is normally done by ammonolysis. So let me just remind what exactly is ammonolysis. Ammonolysis is when you take ammonia and treat that with alkyl halide which is in excess. Okay, what would happen here is first it will form CH3NH2. Okay, and again you react that with CH3Cl because it is excess, so another H will replace, so N CH3H will come, so it is 1-degree amine, 2-degree amine. Again you are reacting that with CH3Cl, so you will get this as 3-degree amine. Okay, again because it is excess, you react that with CH3Cl, you will get this as 4-degree amine, what we call it as ammonium salt. So this is a salt formation which you need to get, or this is 4-degree ammonium salt. So we know how to prepare ammonium salt, so that should be sufficient enough for us to understand what is Hofmann exhaustive elimination. Okay, this is very, very, very important in JEE. You can see advanced, there is never a year without this question. So you can imagine how important this is. Okay, Hofmann exhaustive elimination. Some books give it as HEM, called as methylation, or HEE, Hofmann exhaustive elimination. Okay. So reaction here is, first we start off with, the reaction could be given directly from primary or secondary or tertiary amine. You just have to make sure you form that as an ammonium salt. So we have CH3, CH2, NH2. Suppose if we start with first 1-degree amine. So from 1-degree amine, if I treat that with excess amount of CH3Cl, excess. Okay. And second reaction with a base AgOH and heat, then what would happen? So first formation is exhaustive methylation, and finally you will get a product this way. This is the final product. Now let me show you the mechanism. One thing is for sure, this on excess CH3Cl excess, you know that methylation would happen. So that is CH3 CH2 N will get at least 3 methyls, methyl, methyl and methyl with plus charge. Yeah.
Yes.
So once you get this AgOH is nothing but Ag plus and OH minus, which means it is a base. Okay. So this base will attack on which position? The base will attack on the beta position, because with respect to this you can say this is alpha and beta, and from this alpha position the nitrogen will take away the lone pair and leave. So that's how you'll get this as CH3, sorry, CH2 double bond CH2 plus NMe thrice. Okay. Now, if we just go back, I told you this case we will discuss later. Got it? Now, if I just come here, one case I left it here. Yeah, you can see one case I told you that it is a bad living group case. See, in bad living group case, I have written this also. Is that living group? Yeah, you can see bad living group. Okay, NH2, NR2, and I told you that there are few cases like NH3 plus, okay, NR2 plus, NR3 plus, okay, SR2 plus. These are all the cases, correct? The same thing is happening here also, correct? So actually, NR3 plus is a very bad living group. So it will develop a delta minus character on this beta carbon. So if you see the mechanism, so we will have a transition state like this, where N is present with 3 methyl groups here, correct? And base is extracting this proton. So let me write down that. There is a base here which is extracted by base proton here, and this group is leaving. Okay, and this is delta plus initial. But in this transition state, this is developing delta negative. So this is very important. So just like earlier we wrote that transition state will be stable at the most stable carb anion position. So we need to check out the more stable carb anion character. Okay. So from here I can say that 1 degree anionic character is greater than 2 degree, greater than 3 degree, and so on. Is this clear, beta? So that's all you need to check it out. So therefore it will always give us Hoffman product. So suppose if a question, these are all the previous IT questions what I'm doing right now. So N directly ऐसे given है, secondary position से start किया already. So suppose if at all it is given as CH3 Cl excess with AgOH and heat. If this is what is given, so we know that first exhaustive methylation will happen. So 2 methyls will come here with positive charge. Check out what are the positions of alpha and beta. This is alpha and this is beta. So now the OH minus will extract proton from beta. From alpha this will go. So what we will get here now is nitrogen with 2 methyl groups on it. Okay, and this side will get this as a double bond formation. So question doesn't end here. What he will do, he will ask you to do again excessive, Hoffman exhaustive methylation once more. Okay, see this 1 and 2 reaction totally is called HEE. Okay, मतलब first step, 2 step दोनों मिला के HEE. So again, if you do exhaustive elimination, methylation, what do we get here? It is already at the tertiary position. You will make it as ammonium. So again, you make ammonium. This time this is alpha and beta. So base will extract proton from beta position. This group will leave, and thereby we will get this as a double bond formation on this side also. So we'll have this conjugated double bond formation. So I guess this point is clear, beta.
Yes, sir.
Right. So there similarly, suppose if earlier case which I took is more symmetrical, अगर ये symmetrical नहीं है, एक तरफ already methyl group है और 2 बार मैं Hoffman exhaustive elimination कर रहा हूँ, तो I'll write both the products here. So first product is N with double bond formation here because ये Hoffman product है with these 2 methyl groups here. Second product, this is product number 1. Second product is again double bond here with this. This is the main final product.